Well, we're back here, and today we have the Country Carnival on, and Bevan Sturgis-Smith. Are you there, Bevan?
I'm here, boys. How are you?
Oh, fantastic, mate. What's happening down there today?
Well, we've had the first report so far of a person vomiting after a hangover this morning, so it's a good start for the Country Carnival. But I tell you, it's a magnificent morning down here at Hamer Park. The grounds look a treat. Beautiful blue skies. It actually feels like you're about to play juniors or colts because there's a bit of dew on the ground, so taking you back to the early years. But no, it's going to be fantastic. The Dalyulup team Dinosaurs have just arrived. They're going to be resplendent in their brand new jumpers this year. Got Bunbury is setting up their little tent over there, and I think that might be Campbell right over across the other side. So all the clubs are slowly arriving. First game's at 9:30. So yeah, it's a great feeling down here.
There'll be a few shaky heads there this morning, wouldn't there, Bev?
Oh, it looks like it. Like I said, the Dalyulup bus just got here, and they sort of got off resplendent in their new shirts, and a couple of sore heads, I think. But I think they're all primed and ready to play.
Wonderful.
No, it's going to be a great day. I think there's 16 country teams down here today, and they're all getting set up. 3 games going at all times. There's 3 great grounds here in Mount Lawley. And look, it's a beautiful day, light breeze. Skills are going to be aplenty here today.
And what about the umpiring skills, Bevan? Are you pulling on the umpire's shorts today?
No, I think I'm not required there. I'm hoping to actually pick up a game in the first round. If Dalyulup have got enough players, I might go across and see if Campbell need them, because one of the guys we interviewed a couple of years ago, Lee Junk from Campbell, said they might need a couple of players short. So, and I heard also Newman might be coming down with a team, and they might have a player or 2 short. So if any of the local Metropolitan Masters players are listening to this and they feel like having a game today, they could come down to Hamer Park with their boots. I'm sure they could get a game.
They need a specialist forward pocket.
Look, there's plenty of those. And
Mate,
I think
we've got one in the studio this morning, Bevan. I'll tell you what, he hasn't shut up. He reckons that last week he killed everybody. You know, just you'd never guess it was Dino. No, Dino.
I kicked a goal.
Well, I think Dan should talk about his little flick pass that he did last week that I didn't pick him up on.
Oh, it wasn't a flick pass at all. I struggle on my left.
No, it was a straight out throw, Bevan, wasn't it?
It was, but look...
Hey, Bevan, I was singing your praises just earlier. You might want to pay her back in kind.
No. But look, I'm standing here amongst the Dalyulup Dinosaurs, and this is the second year that they've been playing in this carnival. So I've got Andy Cameron here, who's the president of the Dalyulup Dinosaurs. I thought you might like to have a word for him with a couple of minutes.
Yeah, sure.
I'd love to.
I'll just put him on. G'day, boys. How you going?
Andy, how are you?
Good, thank you.
Mate, can you tell us a little bit about the Dalyulup Dinosaurs and your origins?
Okay, no worries. Well, the club started, we're a suburb of Bunbury, like 8 or 9 k's out of Bunbury. Obviously, it's one of the fairly new suburbs. In 2010, a few of the boys got together and started training. That part of the year, we had about a dozen guys. We played, helped Margaret River out in the game, and that was our only actual fixture for the year, and then started playing properly last year. We came to the carnival last year, and this is our second year. So a fair bit's happened in that time. We've also just launched in the last month or so a brand new website, and today we unveil our new jumpers as well. So a fair bit's happened. Yeah, the club's doing really, really well.
They're magnificent jumpers, mate. This is Bob Smith speaking. How are you going, Andy?
Good, Bob. Yeah, you've seen them, mate. You know, we're very, very happy with them. Mark at Purcell did a great job for us, so, you know, we're very, very happy with them.
Yeah, I reckon they're pretty good jumpers, actually. I'm just a bit disappointed as president that I don't have you haven't got me a spare.
Oh, mate, you never know what might happen in the wash. You never know.
And what about numbers-wise, Andy? How do you travel for your getting numbers up for games?
It obviously depends. This year's been a bit staggered. The draw sort of hasn't been favourable. We had a heap of games week after week at the start of the year, and then the back half of the year we probably haven't played. You know, it's been 4 and 5 weeks. So had a few injuries. Generally, you know, at a lot of games we've had 24, 25. I think for the carnival today we've got 22 that are going to come down, which is better because last year I didn't come in. I didn't be in an operation last year. We only had about 16, which, as you probably know, by the third game it becomes a bit of a battle. But with 22, we think, yeah, it's a good number. We come down on the bus last night. The boys were quite rowdy, and a couple had very, very late nights. One of them I don't think's been to bed yet, but that's all right.
And Andy, just a question. I mean, you're a new club, and this is one of the things that we see quite often in the metropolitan area. Do you have much trouble getting the guys to sort of adjust to the level of football that we play when they come into the game down there?
Yes and no. Well, even myself, like I'm originally from country Victoria, played over 300 games at one of the country clubs there and was on the committee and everything. I went cold turkey for 11 years and went over here, and when the club started, got back in, I really enjoyed it. So, but I'm sort of, I'm 46, so I don't run too quick in that anyway, but a couple of the, and I never did when I was playing footy properly, a couple of the younger guys, probably, who are just on the fringe age, are probably still fit enough to be playing real footy. So some of them have, you just got to be careful, because the biggest thing is, mate, you're playing for fun. It's fun first and footy second. You don't want blokes getting hurt and not going to work on Monday. That's the way we look at it, and we try and talk to the boys, to make sure they behave in that way.
Yeah, well, we think Yallup's a very good club, mate, and I think they're going to be very successful over the coming years. The attitude is right.
And I think we're on the right track. I think I've had a few good chats to you, Bob. You've been very helpful, because I come into the job this year when Nev Welsh, he was the inaugural president. He got crook, so I got roped into doing it. But since then, as I said, we've just launched a brand new website. This year we went out and actively sought sponsors. And I think in the end we've got close to 18,000 from local sponsorship, which for a small country, old boys footy club, we're really, really happy. We've got a Twitter page. On our website now we've got, we're doing videos with Dino TV. So yeah, whilst it's a footy club, we're trying to have fun, and we've also got a lot of guys, with young families, and that's got to be a big part of it as well. So look, from where we come from, we're really happy with where we come from and where we're going, yeah.
Well, I like the sound of Dino TV, mate. You better tell us a bit about that.
Well, we've had a couple of goes. The first couple of goes were on a bus and it wasn't very clear, so we've got the camera here today, so we'll be doing a bit of street talk a la Sam Newman. So go to our website, or I'll send you the link, Bob, and you can have a bit of a look. There's probably some... We might end up with an interview with Bob Smith on there later this afternoon.
It's actually a very clever concept that you're going ahead with there. I thought about doing something similar with the Southern Saints for years, but having a internet-based radio broadcast, the Saints Radio. Yep. So, you're going down those sort of similar lines, and you've given me an idea for next year, so which is fantastic.
Well, it's so easy to do with technology and that nowadays. It's just so simple to do, and it's just, because everyone's got an iPhone and that with them, so you can muck around and do it, you can easily cut it up, so, yeah, and it's got to be fun, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right. You got to keep it fun, keep it amusing, and keep people interested in coming back, so.
Andy, yeah, that's what it's all about.
Andy, Dean Campbell, mate, give us a run. I'd like to know what the jumper looks like. You've been talking about it. What colours you going for and what design?
Andy, don't tell him to come down and see for himself. I might go down and have a run with him this afternoon.
Come down and have a look. Essentially our first one, our first jumper was pretty much, all boys, it was like safety vest orange. It didn't turn out the right colour, and it was meant to be a dinosaur, but it looked more like a squash frog. We've now got the actual main base colour is the GWS colours, as in their same orange, the grey of theirs. But we've got a big D emblazoned on the front, and it's an old, it's the one I had my way with this one. It's an old actual dinosaur with a walking stick holding a burley footy.
Beautiful. I love the burley bit, mate. You got me when you got that burley football on there.
And I knew you'd like that. We were going to put a shirt in, but I said, nah, Bob will kill me.
You're keeping up with current trends too, Andy, because orange is the in colour for clothing at the moment, apparently, in spring lines.
Orange is the new black.
Orange, yes.
Orange is the new black. Well, I hope it's slimming anyway.
I bought myself a lovely orange T-shirt the other day, so I could come down and support you, I think.
Mate, come down today. We'd love to see you.
I'll do my best.
No, I thought Dino was going to ask you another question, but I will ask you this much. What's your membership like at the moment?
As in guys on our list? I think we've got about...
Bums on seats, as they say.
I think we've got over 40 guys that pay membership for the year, so which is good. And with that, obviously, we've got some guys that do fly in, fly out, so they're not there all the time. And we've probably got another, I don't know, maybe another dozen or so that in the first 2 years of the club who are floating around, who are not paid up, but, still come along and support. Thursday nights around the fire, where our flying session, they're always pretty well attended. So, yeah, that's the sort of numbers we've got. So we're generally pretty good with numbers, yeah.
Where do you train down there?
We train at just at the local, just behind the Lutheran College. So on one of the local group there, and that's going to. One of our problems has been we haven't got an actual home base because we're out of town. There's no, but the local shire have just spent $2 million on the Capel Shire on a new club rooms and everything. They were meant to be open earlier this year, but there's been some issues with getting power and water connected. But hopefully next year that will be our home ground, and that'll make it easier as well.
So what's your home ground is going to be at Capel?
No, in Dalyella. We're in the Capel Shire.
Oh,
so it's in Dalyella. They built a new thing there, so we've got an action at the moment. We pretty much train out of a shed where we have our fire and store everything, but we haven't got showers and stuff there. That'll be in the new complex, which is like probably 600 metres away, but we're just waiting for that to be opened.
Andy, this new facility you've got, how many ovals you got?
We have 3 there. We could easily hold a country carnival, and that's one of our goals to do that the next 2 years.
Oh, that was exactly why I asked the question, mate.
It's a great facility, purpose-built, and there's 3 grounds there, Bob, so we could do it, no worries.
Wonderful.
And are you guys playing every fortnight? And what's the situation down there with fixtures, etc.?
Well, apparently, I wasn't involved early in there when the fixturing was done, and apparently no one from our club went, so our fixture got a little bit mucked up this year. Mm-hmm. Ideally, we'd like to play every 2 to 3 weeks, but as I mentioned earlier, it's been sort of 4 and 5 weeks the last couple of times we played, and it gets too far, and the blokes, you can sort of almost lose a bit of interest that way, but that's just the way it's worked out. Hopefully next year, I'll make sure I get there, and we'll sort that out so that won't happen.
I was just going to say, you won't make that blue twice.
No. That's just, It's no use. It happens, so we can't change it, but we'll definitely fix it for next year, Bob.
4 to 5 weeks feels good for me. That's what I need to recover.
There's a couple of us in the studio that reckon 4 or 5 weeks would be pretty good.
I find it. I find when we have that 3-week break around Easter time, I find that a bit long.
Yeah, 2 to 3 weeks is the ideal scenario. And the thing is, as you know, not everyone plays every game, and that's the way it should be. You don't have to play every week, but you've got to have continuity.
Now, Andy, you got the Makos in your first game coming up at 9:30, Kalgoorlie at 12:10, and Batavia Mariners at 2 o'clock. How do you think you're going to go?
To be honest, I've got no idea. I think we won 2 of the games last year, so, mate, hopefully if we could win 2 out of the 3, no one get injured, and the Bombers beat Carlton, I'll be a happy man today.
I don't think the Bombers have got too many problems there, do you?
Oh, mate, the amount of injuries we had, you never know. There's about 6 blokes that only played about 2 or 3 games in the last 10 weeks, so, well, mate, but I'm a mad Bomber, and the boys are on, I've got no doubt Hurdy and Bomber Thompson have got the boys on the right track to win a flag in the next couple of years.
Well, I hope they keep winning. I'm not a Bombers fan, but I hope they keep winning just to keep Freo out of the 8.
Well, the biggest
I wouldn't mind that either.
The biggest problem, Andy, is the bloke that we've been chasing again on this radio show for 3 years is coming back into the game today, and that's Juddy.
Yes, I know. And he can play.
He's a big in.
He's had a little rest.
Yeah, good player. And I reckon he probably owes him a bit too, which worries me. But such is life.
Well, Andy, I think we're just about wrapped up for you, mate. Can we get Bevo back on the line before we sign
I'll
out?
put him back on.
Good on you, Andy. Thanks for your time.
Thanks for the chat. Really appreciate it.
Good on you, mate.
Cheers. Hello.
Bevan, great find. A great find. Andy was a great talker.
That's great.
And what do you think of their jumpers, Bevan?
Oh, look, they look fantastic. As you mentioned, they are pretty close to the Greater Western Sydney jumpers, but the dinosaur logo on the front is fantastic. And they're all out there having a kick around now, trying to get warm. Some of them still got the sunglasses on, but I'm sure they'll remove those at some stage during the day.
Well, I'll be down there a little later, as you know, but the other 2 that are in the studio weren't going to go down until they heard that you reckon you were pulling on the boots for one of the country sides. We think we might all come down there and stand on the sidelines and give you a razz up, mate.
Well, why not? And also, you can have a go in the drop kick competition and the sprint at lunchtime, so that'll be a bit of fun.
I just turn up and I win the drop kick competition.
Hey, I've got to ask, is Marty Atkins